Welcome to Queens. We're at Belson Soccer Stadium. We have a matchup between New York City FC 2 and Columbus Crew 2. Match week 2 in the MLS NEXT Pro season. Jack Edwards here with you for what promises to be an electrifying showdown if history is to be any guide. Meeting number 8 between these sides all time. Multiple goals in all 3 games in 2024 between these two teams. How have we gotten here for New York City FC 2? A 2-2 draw at Crown Legacy, seeing 2 late goals from Seymour Reed, pushing themselves into an eventual shootout win to earn their first 2 points ever against Crown Legacy. As for Columbus Crew on the visiting side of things, it's a second road trip of 2025 already, visiting Orlando City, falling 2-1. The lone goal scorer, Keyshawn Ferdinand, getting a consolation goal late on in that match in Florida. Look at the lineups now. First off, for New York City FC 2, lining up in a 4-2-3-1 shape. 3 changes are made, including Mac Learned, who comes in between the pipes, making a first professional start in net for the hosts. Also in the midfield, a big addition for this side, Maximo Carrizo. Made 25 appearances in 2024, scoring twice, assisting 3 times in the MLS NEXT Pro season. He plays in the number 10 role today for New York City FC 2 under Matt Pilkington. On the flip side for Columbus Crew 2, in a 5-2-3 shape, under first-year man Federico Higuain, since joining from Inter Miami, they make just 1 change. Anthony Alloway makes way. Quentin Elliott coming in for a debut part 2. We'll get more into that in a little bit. He slots into that right wing back role with the ever-versatile Owen Prestis, always able to be slid around, currently potentially slotted in that left wing back spot. 2 sets of teams beginning to take the field here today. Mentioned the 7 meetings all time. Columbus has won 5 of them. It was a 4-3 win when these teams last met at Belson Stadium in August 2024. Taylor Calera scoring the last goal in that match from the spot. It was a consolation goal. Adrian Gonzalez, his 66th minute goal, proving to be the winner for the visitors, Columbus, that time round. We'll see how today's matchup ends up playing out. But so far this year, New York City with 2 points, Columbus with none, but both teams looking for a first win in 2025. Last year was remarkably similar for these two groups. Both teams finishing on 45 points. The tiebreaker sliding New York City FC 2 just slightly ahead of them in 6th place rather than 7th. But of course, with the pick your own opponent format in MLS NEXT Pro playoffs, it meant that New York City FC 2 were picked by Philadelphia Union 2, who would eventually go all the way through the East. They fell 1-0 in the conference quarterfinals. Columbus Crew 2 ended up facing off against the eventual Eastern Conference winners in the conference final, a third consecutive year they made it that far. They also fell to Philadelphia. In the black kits on the left side of your screen are Columbus Crew 2. Chase Adams in the center circle, his opposing team in all white on the right side of your screen. The Luis Arroyo as our head official, waiting for his whistle to get us underway from Queens, New York. We have it. Adams kicks us off with Columbus heading from left to right. Jack Edwards here with you in the broadcast booth in match week number 2 of the NEXT Pro season. A first touch for Quentin Elliott since returning to Columbus. Had a collegiate career that brought him to both Louisville and most recently a really successful 2024 season with Indiana University. First team All Big Ten, second team All-American. Returning to Columbus where he spent his academy days. He made 7 appearances back in 2022 prior to his college career. Part of a 2022 Columbus Crew team that went all the way to the final, eventually becoming champions, finishing first in the East. Mac Learned, first touches for the goalkeeper. A career at Sacramento State. And he's now in the professional ranks with New York City FC 2. That one slid out wide by Adu. Bit of space for Carrizo to try and play a pass out wide, blocked, and one back in the midfield. Molinari slides one back. Dropping into a bit of space in the midfield, moved along to Elias. Molinari challenging for it, but it rolls to Adu Giamfi. He's got Adams running into some space. And the leading scorer in 2024 for Columbus with 10 goals, rolls one back to Elliott. Ferdinand mentioned his goal. 2 years with Portland Timbers 2, making 55 appearances. Scored 1 goal in that time. And his debut, able to make a late run into the box and a left-footed finish for his first strike for his new side. Played into the channel, one to chase, and just about keep in play and earn a corner kick. Some good work by Owen Prestis to generate something out of nothing, and a first set-piece opportunity for either team goes the way of the visitors. They'll go short, played into Sue, returned to Prestis. That one rolls out of play, cheaply conceded by Rincon. In along on the turn. Giamfi held up. It's rolled along now to Ferdinand. Back 3 clashing with the back 4. Columbus, their identity very firm, very strong from the first team on down. And they're talking to Federico Higuain in his first season back with Columbus Crew after a very decorated playing career from 2012 to 2019 with the Crew. We're talking to Matt Pilkington, his opponent today, as the pass rolled a little too heavy out for a goal kick. The identity of this Crew team is very apparent. To try and press, push numbers forward, build out in this 3-4-3 shape. They've had a lot of success developing talent. Higuain, the 3rd coach in 4 years for Columbus Crew 2, but it's not by any bad sign. First coach, Laurent Courtois, moving on to the MLS level, becoming the head coach of Montreal. Last year's coach, Kelvin Jones, moving to a new kid on the block, San Diego FC, joining as an assistant coach. The development not just simply with players, but also with backroom staff. Ball over the top. Learned gets there ahead of Elliott and can toss it back into play for Mpanza. The captain, Chris Tiao. There's a slight tug of the jersey of Seymour Reed. 17-year-old debutant had a debut to remember against Crown Legacy last match. Scored both goals, both of them coming late in the game. 82nd, 96th minute. 96-minute goal. The equalizer is now attacking in the box. An opportunity to roll it towards Reed. The left-footed shot, under hit, the save made. Point-blank range, blocked off the line again. A pair of good chances for New York City FC 2. Wasted after some good defensive work from Columbus, who now break with Brent Adu-Giamfi. Waiting for options. He's got Adams pointing where he wants it. Adu-Giamfi opts for the more conservative pass to Elliott. Rincon. Adams. Top of the 18. It's poked away by Mpanza. Cleared forward. Back now. Deep build for Columbus. Seymour Reed just not able to get the right connection with his left foot on that chance. Ended up dragging it across goal. It forced a slightly awkward save after a deflection. And again, trying to sort the feet out, looked to be Elias, but unable to make that chance work out in the end. 5 minutes gone here, both shots going the way of the hosts, New York City FC 2. Ferdinand. Prestis. Flag goes up. He was retreating from an offside position, not retreating quick enough, and the flag goes up. Some hold-up play. Turned over. Adams takes over from Locker. Gets it to the end line, runs it too far. But out now for a corner. That's touched by the New York City man. They went short to Austin Sue last time. And they'll do the same here. Opting not for set pieces, but rather for more patient build. Again to the end line, now in the 18. Took a deflection. We'll do another corner kick. Austin Sue this time. 2 consecutive starts for the midfielder. Sue, Prestis. Clips one towards Adams over the striker's head, cleared away. Taken over. Good bit of pressing. The attempted out pass by Elias, unable to be worked out. McCamey rolls it to Mpanza. Now Murray. Low ball. Bit of a heavy touch on the pass, but good recover by Molinari. Quickly returns it to Learned. McCamey. Hold up from Piero Elias. He's able to move the point of attack away from the press. Driving forward, Vieira. Fullback kept his run going. Won't be utilized by Locker. The ball into the box. Too strong, straight to Pruder. Goalkeeper for Columbus Crew, Pruder, the 87th pick in the 2024 MLS Super Draft. Made his pro debut against Orlando, gets another start in between the sticks for a second successive road opponent. Carrizo puts the pressure on. This one bouncing around. Not much settled possession, and Carrizo will come on to it. 2 surrounding him in black. And he draws in a challenge to draw the first corner of the match now for New York City FC 2. There have been 3 for Columbus, now the first for the hosts. Seven in white for Carrizo to aim for in the 18-yard box. An in-swinger pushed back where it came from. Clearance by Adams. Another one by Carrizo. Again repelled, this time by the captain, Chris Rogers. Here's Rogers deep in his own half. His pass out, not able to escape the pressure. It falls for Locker at the end line. A low ball, again blocked. And we'll again have a corner kick. Carrizo again to deliver. Near post, this one flicked along in the 6-yard box. The point blank header just wide. A chance certainly in the 10th minute there for New York City FC 2. Taking another look at this one. Bouncing ball in the box. Max Murray just not able to get his head to it properly. Max Murray playing at center back, but the Kennebunkport, Maine native is about as good a player as you'd want to fall on the ball there. Coming out of Vermont after a Cinderella fantastic run in the 2024 NCAA tournament, winning the whole thing. Joins after being a 17th overall pick in the MLS Super Draft. Low ball to Adams. He lays it off. It's rolled forward. The touch out of his feet, but the referee had blown his whistle. May have been offsides in the buildup against Chase Adams, but it's a free kick nonetheless for New York City FC 2. Tiao returns it to Ampansa. Runs away. Ball moved out wide. Columbus with some numbers forward. Again blocked. It's now corner number 4. We've seen from the first 3 they've opted against trying to put numbers forward and put one in the box. Again, as Owen presses, makes his way over. Austin Sue at the end line. Looks unlikely to change on this 4th corner taken. This time they will opt for a near post corner. It comes along, Elliott. A scuffed effort, not able to put it towards goal, and it's claimed by Mac Learned. He tosses this one back into play. Cleared away. Good work coming across by Adu Giampfi, the forward, to make sure no opportunity on the break presented itself for the hosts. Touched on Max Murray for a moment there with his half chance for New York City FC 2, and the reason why a center back isn't a bad player to fall for is he spent the first few years of his collegiate career playing as a forward, but in the final year, the title year, moved back into the defense, part of a really good defensive unit that eventually had a 2-1 win in the College Cup final. He gets his chances now at the pro level. His team building out. Carrizo swings it across the field. Tiao. Elias. Rolled back. Tiao centrally. McCamey. Murray. As Locker. A Few runners alongside him, driving inside. Carrizo onto the left foot, takes a deflection, sits up for Elias. His shot blocked, spins into the hands of Luke Pruder. Elliott. Good footwork from Elliott, rolls it. Rincon pressed tightly by McCamey, back to Ferdinand. This one now to Adu Giamfi. He goes down under a challenge. The referee clear if it was playing advantage or didn't view it as a foul. Regardless, didn't blow for any infringement. Adu Giamfi pressing tightly, as is Adams. Both teams going end-to-end with their pressure. Both teams staring it in the face and more or less playing out from it. That was a poor pass by Learned, though. Adams, his touch deflected into the box. There was a chance and saved by Mac Learned. A first professional stop for the goalkeeper from Lincoln, California. It rolled for Tristan Brown. Not what Chase Adams intended, but Prince Amponsa unintentionally played it right into the path of the left forward. And this fifth corner will be put short to Sue. Bit of a heavy touch, and Reed comes onto it, rolls one into the path of his teammate Locker. A few options, swings it far side, but coming back well to make an intervention. Clears it away. McCamey's header forward, bouncing between the two sides. Touch there by Elliott, draws in the foul and the free kick in his own half. This portion of the match is brought to you by St. John's University, the official undergraduate partner of New York City FC 2. Just about 16 minutes down here in the home opener for New York City FC 2. First time at Belson Stadium and the campus of St. John's University. Two points so far this year for the hosts, those two against Crown Legacy. An interesting little nugget. They had lost their first 3 games they had played against Crown Legacy. So with the 2 points they earned, it means they've now earned points against every Eastern Conference opponent in the East. Up to this point, as their 4th season is now underway in MLS NEXT Pro. Curbing a poor run of form against Crown Legacy with 2 late goals. Late drama, sending it to a shootout, which Matt Pilkington was proud of his team for the nerves they showed. Ponce's header away. Elias gets there first and a clever flick past one opponent. And another one draws in, another for a foul. Piero Elias, he was signed for the inaugural season of NEXT Pro back in March of 2022. 25 appearances, picking up 4 goals and 7 assists in NEXT Pro play last year. Coming off 4 goals and assists the year before that, and in his debut season in 2022, 22 appearances, 2 goals, 4 assists. So now, at the age of 22, New York City native, experienced at this level. What can he bring to a group that has seen quite a bit of turnover from 2024? Bringing in some folks from the college level, from the academy. Pilkington saying that personnel may have slightly shifted around, but the core values and focuses are more or less the exact same. Developing players for the first team, managing minutes for players at that level, bringing up players from the academy. Here's a ball forward for Adu Giamfi. He's into the 18-yard box now on the right foot. The low ball deflected along. It sits up. The shot blocked. Brave effort there to make sure nothing came in from Baera. That'll be a foul from behind as Piero Elias spied a counterattack. He went through the back of Gianmarco Dinotto. Taken quickly and moved along to Elliott. Rolled to Adugiamfi. Flag stays down. Low ball, cleared away. Adugiamfi gets back onto it. Goes down under a challenge right at the edge of the 18. A half-hearted appeal for a penalty. Would have been soft if it was given, as Elias gets a toe in, as does Carrizo, and Carrizo fouled by Rincon. Back and forth, first 20 minutes, 4 shots for the hosts, 2 for the visitors. Around about 55% possession for the visiting side in the early stages as New York City FC 2 build out from the back. Molinari. Ponsa. McCamey fires a pass there on a different wavelength with Chris Teo. McCamey, the 54th pick in the 2025 MLS Super Draft. He was a Big Ten first team selection in 2023, second team in 2024 as part of a 4-year career with Northwestern. 67 appearances, 4 goals, 7 assists across that time. Also all freshman team back in 2021. Here's Prestis. A few runners along the back line, opts against them and plays it to Sue. Ferdinand. Dinoto. One back by New York City FC 2, but poked right back from Rincon. They've been a little frustrated with the pass selection there as Elliott tries the ball forward, but it's intercepted by Mponsa. Looped forward by Pruder, allowed to drop by Murray, who nods it back to Learned. And he'll wisely let it run back into his hands as Chase Adams put the pursuit on. Good touch under pressure from Molinari. Carrizo, a good one to cushion it, and tries an ambitious pass over the top. Well off his line, Pruder. Wisely done, good sweeper-keeper action to put that one out. Thrown back in by Locker to Carrizo. Numbers back now in black for Columbus Crew 2. Carrizo fouled, and that's a free kick. This portion of the match is brought to you by Adidas, the official kit supplier for New York City FC 2. Free kick here, McCamey stands over it. No numbers forward, it's going to be opted to recycle possession. McCamey. Elias. Tiao. Murray. A run forward, clipped over the top. Brave work from Pruder to punch it away. Chance still here. Good strength shown. Fired to the feet of Elias. Laid off for Mpansa. Tiao, the return ball. Shows strength to throw off Elliott. Tiao and Elliott, who just dueled there. Both former Big Ten men. They didn't overlap. Career for Tiao, who plays his ball centrally, running from 2019 to 2023 at Rutgers. Part of the all-tournament team in 23 as they won the Big Ten tournament, taking down Indiana, the future side that Elliott would play for in 2024. Spent his time at Louisville, 22 and 23, when they both were in the collegiate ranks. McCamey. He's a man who was at Northwestern and in the Big Ten when both of them were there, as Tiao. Back to Elias. Over the top. The flag will stay down. Out of the feet, the ball centrally. Pushed away from Seymour Reed and hooked along for a throw-in. The ball into the box there by Andrew Baera. Dealt with. Baera making his first start of 2025 after making 23 appearances, picking up 3 goals in the next pro season in 2024. Rolled forward. Baera in the box, drags one back. A challenge in the box, ends up over the goal, and it's out for a goal kick. Chris Tiao coming in from left back. There was a brief moment where you wondered, was that a foul in the box? Watch Tiao cutting inside, Elliott not able to follow him, but he does get a foot in Elliott, and a judge to be clean, out for a goal kick. Adams, a slight push in the back, no foul. Ferdinand comes onto it. Elliott centrally for Adams, a touch off his shin. Gets a foot in ahead of the on-rushing NYCFC 2-man, but only out for a throw. Chase Adams, what a prospect he is. 10 goals last year, still just 16 years of age, from Naperville, Illinois. It was a 22-0 win for the United States, but he scored 10 goals in one game for the U.S. U17 squad. Not sure there's a word for 10 in a match. May have to be invented after Chase Adams put them home at a ridiculous clip. This one rolls along for Adu Giamfi, rounds the goalkeeper, the low shot, just wide. It was a tight angle to try and convert on. But Mac Learned was second to it, and grateful to look back and see the shot from Adu Giamfi trickle wide. See this one again, just a good header one. It rolls to Adu Giamfi, took a clever first touch with his right, but with his left, not able to wrap his foot around it properly, and out for a goal kick. Tiao. McCamey. The 1-2 really well executed. McCamey able to drive into some space. Plays one across. That one just slightly too heavy for Locker. Can he chase it down? He cannot. It's out for a throw for Columbus Crew. Cleared out. A dangerous pass if it doesn't come off, but well worked in this instance to force the press from New York City FC 2 to switch sides. Reed trying to make life difficult. Rincon steps past a few challenges, rolls one forward, aiming for the run of Brown, but Learned this time off his line, able to clear forward. Dinoto gets ahead to it. Carrizo will come onto the loose ball. Maximo Carrizo. What a tackle by Dinoto. Another strong one put in, and it falls to Elliott. His touch away from Tiao into the channel for Adams to chase. Evenly matched through the first half hour of our game today. Carrizo. Bump from behind, it's a free kick. Maximo Carrizo, always draw attention. Mentioned his year last year early on in the broadcast, 2 goals, 3 assists. He's still just 17 years of age. He's featured in every Next Pro season now for New York City FC 2. Signed a contract at 14 years old, became the youngest to sign a first-team contract in MLS history at the time. He'll wrap his left foot around this with a few players in white on the back line. Into the box, headed away. Rincon gets to it. Sue, a low ball. It's a great pass for Adu Giamfi. Rather Brown, who now plays it to Adu Giamfi. That one cleared away by Murray. This portion of the match is brought to you by Etihad Airways, the official airline partner of New York City FC 2. System stretching all the way from New York to Manchester. The Etihad, one of the sponsors, one of the key cogs for this global brand, as Carrizo carries it forward, rolls it along. Locker allows it to run across his body. He's closed down and forced outside. Returns it to Carrizo. Can he find some space into the box? Maximo Carrizo, low shot, goes wide for a goal kick. Six shots now for New York City FC 2. 2 of those being on target. Carrizo, great dribbler, low center of gravity. There's 3 around him in black, but they're scared to put a foot in. In the end, Carrizo, a tame effort by his standards. Pruder will put this in the midfield. It's flicked along by Adams, aiming for Adu Giamfi. That's a foul. Carrizo pushes it to Baera. Turned over. McCamey puts a challenge in, helps in combination with some of his teammates to win it back for NYCFC. Mpansa. Elliott puts a foot in. Now Adams has it, can roll it back to Elliott after his challenge won the ball for Columbus. Adams, able to turn and drive at the defense. Roll one forward for Adu Giamfi. Run onto it. Plays it centrally, trying to return it to Adams. It almost felt like there for a second Adu Giamfi was waiting for the flag to go up. It never did. Throw in for the hosts. Driving at the defense. Locker on the right foot. Can he get it back? Trying to put one in. Out for a corner. Good determination. Julian Locker just put his head down and drove at the Columbus defense. He stands as the short option for Maximo Carrizo. But he'll make a slow walk towards the 18-yard box as the in-swinging corner comes in to the 6-yard box. Pushed away by Pruder. Back to Carrizo. That'll be a push from behind. A cheap free kick to give away there by Carrizo. He pushed Austin Sue in the back. Still just match number 2 in the next pro season. A lot of match still to be played here at Belson Stadium, but just looking ahead for Columbus, they have a unique moment in the club's history. The second team, it's a first ever Open Cup match. Back to that in a moment as the ball is rolled forward. And Ponsa able to return it to Learned. He's got Molinari in the midfield and New York City FC to successfully evade that chance. Well, Columbus Crew will be taking on New York Renegades FC of the UPSL at home. That match will be next Wednesday. First match in Open Cup history. There are going to be 10 teams from Next Pro featured. New York City FC 2. Remember from 2024, we're the darlings of the Division 3 level, making it all the way to the round of 16 before eventually losing 3-0 to New Mexico United of the USL Championship. But they were the farthest advancing Division 3 side, that being those teams from MLS Next Pro. Falls for Adams, trying to get it in the box. Adams now a chance, trying to square it across, and it goes out for a corner. Maybe Adams would have been better served being selfish there, trying to have a shot himself. But it comes out for a corner, and Austin Sue will make his way over. Just to put a bow on that thought, New York City FC 2 not in this year's competition after a round of 16 run last year. Columbus Crew will try and do what their opponents did last year, cause some cup sets. Matches starting on Tuesday next week. We have a Columbus corner. First time in this near side. They again go short though. No changes there. Rincon rolls it back to Elliott. Prestis. It bounces kindly for Prestis. Takes a touch. Stands it up to the back post. Ferdinand chasing it down. Will get a head to it. Goes down under the challenge, and he was fouled. That'll be a frustrating free kick going away from goal. May have been a heavy touch with the header as well. And it's now a free kick. A shorter corner kick, essentially. They've gone short with all their corner kicks. Will this unique set piece be put in the box, or will Columbus again opt to recycle possession? Two in the wall for the hosts. Prestes and Brown both over it with a number of black jerseys in the box. Rolled short, returned, clipped into the area, and Learned able to bring it in and keep it in play. Avoids conceding a corner kick. Rolled along. Reed. Locker to Carrizo, has Baera ahead of him. The return to Locker. Ampansa swings it outside. A poke into the box. Locker, his touch taken away. Cleared out now for a throw. Final 5 minutes of the first half. Lofted forward. Seen out and thrown back by Chris Rogers. Nodded back to Rogers, gets ahead to it, returns it to Rincon. His touch to Adams, brings the forward into the play. He rolls it to Ferdinand, who comes forward from the back three to offer an option. Elliott trying to get it to Adams, slightly too heavy for the young forward. Now it's New York's chance to drive forward. Elias. Tiao holding width on the left-hand side. He moves in field. Molinari. McCamey. Locker. Wingers in this 4-2-3-1 shape, floating around. Julien Locker starts on the right wing, popping up on the left-hand side on that play right there. Challenge put in by Prestes. It's a free kick. 7th foul committed in the first half by the Crew. Baera. Carrizo. Molinari. Offside flag goes up. Julien Locker in an offside position. Brown goes down, and that's going to be a foul, and the first yellow card of the match. That's going to go the way of Andrew Baera. Just blocked off the run there from Tristan Brown and booked for it in the final minutes of the first half. Something to watch out for. We'll see what Brown does. Able to drive out that right back now. See it again here. Brown just pokes that one between the legs of Baera, who goes with the age-old adage of ball or man get past, but not both. Ball between his legs. Brown pushed to the ground. Yellow card shown to Andrew Baera. Now a set-piece chance here. Prestes runs over it. It's rolled along. Here is Brown. Brown goes down under the challenge. It's a corner now. Corner number 7 for Columbus. The thing we've touched on a few times, just one of them, though, have been put in the box, trying to put towards goal. Six in and around the 6-yard box for Columbus. Headed away. Carrizo trying to take over. Well found to get it to Prestis. The low ball deflected, sits up. Molinari. His pass to Baera. That one cleared out, no nonsense. Final minute of regulation. Rolled forward, maybe one last chance to toss some numbers forward for the hosts. Runners for Carrizo, plays one over the top. Tiao running onto it. He'll get to it. Elias McCamey offering options. Elias gets it, now McCamey on the left foot. Takes a pass, rolls it back instead. Rolled, Elias. Clipped forward, McCamey running towards it. This one cleared back and away. No stoppage time at the end of our first 45 minutes. A scoreless first half between New York City FC 2 and Columbus Crew 2. Neither side able to find a way through. 11 combined shots between the two teams, but a cagey, contentious first half. Our score at the half, it's New York City FC 2 with none and Columbus Crew 2 also with none at Belson Stadium. We have a big halftime show planned for you, and we will start right after this break.
Action.
I know I'm fully attracted. I'm hanging on like a fridge to a magnet. It's a jigsaw with all the right pieces. You and me, we go good together. You and I go good together. You and I, we go good together. We go good together.
Halftime between New York City FC 2 and Columbus Crew 2, still scoreless at the break. Well, highlights and stats are coming up later on in halftime, but first off, it's match week number 2, but not every side started the season last weekend. By Monday, all clubs will have a match played. Let's look back at an exciting opening weekend.
A special night in North Texas as the defending champions hang a banner in honor of their 2024 MLS NEXT Pro Cup. I'm Michelle Montaigne, joined alongside April Marie Aguilar here to recap a thrilling opening weekend that officially kicked off Season 4 of MLS NEXT Pro.
We saw exciting matchups from coast to coast, which featured various braces, including one from an academy player. But ahead of their rematch of the Western Conference Final, we had a chance to talk to head coach of North Texas SC, John Gohl, who spoke to us about what he's most looking forward to this upcoming season.
It's great to be back. I mean, obviously we've had a really good, strong, positive preseason, but now it's for real. So excited about competing again.
Unfortunately for Gohl and the home side, they were on the wrong end of the rematch. St. Louis City 2 jumped out to a 3-0 start in the first 45 and never looked back. City 2 took the 3 points on the road and handed David Critchley his first win as a head coach on his birthday, no less.
It's fantastic. Obviously, we're going to talk about it's week 1, so we have a long season ahead, but everything we talked about today, guys were brilliant. relentless running was a key to the game for us today, and even though I'm very happy with the 3-0, I'm actually more happy with the performance that they put in. Keeping a clean sheet was massive for us. It's a mentality factor. The guys put in a shift. They had some good quality on the ball. So great win, great performance.
We came out with the same energy, saying that like these guys beat us last year, and we want to beat them this year.
I think it was a statement win coming out here, putting 3 on them, especially the way they sent us out last year. It's good to get revenge.
Meanwhile, all the action kicked off on Friday as the 2023 MLS Next Pro champs Austin FC2 got off to a fast start versus Colorado. As the man of the match, Jimmy Farklam scored 1 goal and had 2 assists to lead the Verdos to victory 4-2. The match also featured the first brace of the season by Colorado's Colton Swan. After the match, Verdos head coach Brett Utley spoke of the victory.
Everyone was excited to play the match, and I thought we started the first half really well. And the second half brought some challenges that we suffered together, and really excited to get 3 points in front of the home fans.
Closing out the Friday slate was Ventura County FC hosting Tacoma Defiance. A capacity crowd at William Rowland Stadium saw nearly 3,100 supporters cheer on Ventura County to a 3-2 victory, with Academy standout Dylan Vaney scoring a brace in his season debut. Post-game, head coach Matt Taylor spoke on the significance of getting the win in front of this home crowd.
It always gives a lot of energy to the guys. Good to have the opportunity for our players in this league to have something to play for. Not only 3 points in each other and an opportunity to go to the first team, but the energy. I think it's that you get late in the game and it's 3-2. It gives you extra drive and motivation to push on, and I really appreciate the energy that the fans are giving the team.
And speaking of crowds, U.S. soccer legend and GM and co-president of Oak Sports Holding, Kobe Jones, shared just how special the atmosphere was.
I think this is absolutely fantastic. We're talking about opening night, a massive crowd, and it's year 2. You always worry about the second year, what it's going to be like and what the feel and the energy is, but we've got a high, energetic crowd that's here to support, in Ventura, so I was extremely happy to see this. I'm excited myself.
Here's a look at the other results of the opening week matches. In the lone Saturday game, Houston Dynamo 2 defeated Sporting KC 3-1. Huntsville FC traveled to Chicago and took care of business against Chicago Fire FC 2 with a resounding 4-1 victory. And to close out the opening match week, LAFC 2 and Vancouver went to a shootout following their 3-3 regulation tie, where Whitecaps FC 2 took the extra point with a 4-2 shootout win.
And just like that, the 2025 MLS Next Pro season is underway. League President Charles Alczek shared just how much we have to look forward to as Season 4 kicks off.
This is what MLS Next Pro is all about. The fans are here, the players are ready, and it's going to be a great season. Whether it's in the regular season, week in and week out, or whether it's our 10 teams that are competing in the U.S. Open Cup, I think we're all really looking forward to seeing how these players take full advantage of the opportunity and reach their full potential.
Well, you heard it here first, folks, from our league president, Charles Alczek, saying there is so much for us to look forward to in season number 4.
And you can keep up with all the action by following us on MLSNextPro.com, as well as all of our social platforms, and of course, by following us on YouTube. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. But for now, I'm April Marie.
And I'm Michelle Montaigne saying so long. We'll see you all season long.
Hopefully this match week 2 can top the excitement of opening weekend. Still halftime between New York City FC 2 and Columbus Crew 2. Highlights coming up next.
Welcome to the 2024 MLS Next Pro Pick Your Opponent, or PYO as the kids are calling it. To be able to pick your opponent, if you finish at the top of your conference, you should have that right. And we're giving those teams here that exactly. We now turn the page to Philadelphia Union 2. Who is going to be your selection?
We wanted to pick someone that our fans love to hate and could get behind the game, but unfortunately Red Bull wasn't available for this call, so we went with New York City FC.
The #1 overall seed North Texas would surprise us by not selecting a conventional pick.
Vancouver has been a very good season. They play really well, but we want to try ourselves.
It is time to kick off the 2024 MLS Next Pro playoffs. We start today with the conference quarterfinals in the Eastern Conference.
We welcome you to the Western Conference playoffs in MLS Next Pro.
The Eastern Conference quarterfinals continue.
The stage is set for the postseason. A terrific matchup on hand today.
Welcome back. Second half coming up between New York City FC 2 and Columbus Crew 2. Well, Michelle Montaigne recently sat down with a special guest in our first player profile of the season.
What's up, guys? It's a new season, which means we have a new series of player profile coming out, and I'm so excited for our very first one. We're here in North Texas, joined by Isaiah Kakush. Isaiah, thank you for sitting down with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, now, coming off of an MLS Next Pro championship, there's obviously a lot to talk about. I want to start with you making your professional debut last year. You're on the bench, you come in the second half. Can you just walk us through what you remember about making your professional debut in that moment?
Yeah, it was a crazy experience, especially on that day specifically. It was actually my dad's birthday, so it was really like, there was a lot of build up to that in like my head, and when I came on, I was just trying to do the best that I had, and when I got the opportunity, I was just, why not shoot? And then it went well, fortunately.
So with it being your dad's birthday, you made your first goal in that game. What did you tell him afterwards?
I don't think there weren't words really said between us. We both just kind of knew that it was special and like we were gonna remember it forever, and we weren't gonna ever forget it.
And it was almost even more special because it cemented your guys' place as the #1 seed going into the playoffs, which obviously, you know, led to quite a bit of success. What did that part of it mean to you?
I mean, just being part of that whole journey that team took. I mean, we were talented from the start, but just being part of that journey was just a big thing, and like special for me to be a part of it and have a big role to play in that special playoff run and everything.
Favorite moment from that run?
I think Pedrinho's final goal, the celebrations and everything, it was unreal. It was a surreal moment for everybody.
All right, so now that you guys are the defending champs, talk about a target on your back. Is there added pressure going into this season, knowing that you're trying to go back-to-back and people know how talented you guys are?
I mean, a little bit. There's always going to be that when you win the year before. But I think with our guys, we know that there is pressure. But with that, we know what we can do, and we know our strengths. We know how we can play. And so there's a little bit taken off just because we know what we can do, and we know that we're a talented team.
And I mean, the fact that so many of the guys who are on that championship winning team have gone on to sign first team contracts, that means more opportunity for other guys, including guys like you, taking a bigger role this preseason. As you look forward to the start of this season, what are some of the personal goals that you have in an expanded role this year?
Yeah, I mean, just being with the team and being a leader on the team, being able to express myself more on the field and be able to lead the guys through, you know, maybe tough moments in the games, and just being a leader in our group and just showing those leadership qualities on and off the field with the group.
Is it weird trying to do that as like a younger guy?
A little bit, but I think the guys last year and this year are really like accepting of it, and like when they see that you really want to work, and they see that, you know, this kid's young, but he has the work rate and he has the passion for the game, that he's going to work hard.
Now that you guys are on the cusp of, you know, your first game, how do you feel about this group? Like, what's the vibe?
I feel great about this group. Yeah. I mean, we've done well in preseason, and I think from the start we had a very competitive energy with a lot of us, where we know what we want to do, which is win, and we always want to do that. So I think it's perfect. Kind of having that vibe coming into the first game of the season is the job is to win, and that's what we're going to do.
All right, if you had to give a prediction for the season, what are you projecting this group can do in 2025?
I mean, we could do anything, just like last year's group. We could really do anything. We have the potential to do it, and we know what we can do on and off the field, and we're going to get that done.
I will say, I interviewed Michael Colodi in this stadium in June of last year before the championship, and he said, my only goal this year is to bring home a trophy, and then y'all did it. So if they can do anything, expect anything this year. Isaiah, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you for having me.
And that does it for our first player profile. Stay tuned for them all season long.
Isaiah Gakush of the reigning champions, North Texas. We can now look ahead and see what's been going on in the early stages of 2025. The MLS Next Pro getting into action. We had 3 games yesterday, New England Revolution 2 and Chicago Fire FC 2, both taking wins. A shootout win going the way of the visiting Carolina Core at Inter Miami FC. We have 2 games coming up later tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. LAFC against Ventura County promises to be a great game, with Tacoma Defiance also taking on the Town. Then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all at least 1 game across those. Chattanooga, Huntsville, Timbers 2, Monarchs, Orlando City B, Atlanta United 2, and Philadelphia Union 2, New York Red Bulls 2, rounding out the weekend in MLS Next Pro. First half between New York City FC 2, Columbus Crew 2. We can look back now at our halftime highlights. There were a few chances for both teams. This is probably the best among them. Seymour Reed, his shot took a slight deflection, and the poked effort there by Piero Elias just about dealt with, able to push that away. A half chance here for Max Murray, bouncing up awkwardly for him to try and head that one home. See here, this one gonna roll in the box, fall in the way of Tristan Brown, draws a good save out of Mac Learned, who makes a save to parry things away. This one rolling along here for Brent Adugiamfi in the box. Another good chance. I think you describe a lot of these as half chances for both teams. Maximo Carrizo carrying this one into the box. His left-footed shot, slicing just wide. Let's begin to look forward now to our second half between these two sides. 2 teams back out on the field. We have 1 sub to report to you. Jonathan Lopez will come in for Andrew Baera. And that makes a lot of sense. We talked about that foul late on in the first half. Baera just bringing down Tristan Brown, became the first player booked. Jonathan Lopez was the starting right back, one of 3 changes made by Matt Pilkington from match to match after the 2-2 shootout win after the draw against Crown Legacy in the season opener last weekend. So it'll be a like-for-like swap in that right-back role. Lopez coming on for Baera. Some quick stats for you. 6-5 the shots favoring the hosts, New York City FC 2. Possession going 58% the way of New York City FC 2 as well. Corners, a slight subplot for our first half, 7-3 in favor of Columbus Crew 2. There's confirmation of that sub. Baera coming out, Lopez coming in. As we see the sides flip angles in the all-white kits, the hosts, New York City FC 2. Lopez getting a first touch of the match. It's rolled forward into that space. He vacated as a right back. Makes a glance over to the official on the far side. The flag does go up. Seemed too good to be true. The ball rolled forward by Tristan Brown for Brent Adugiamfi. In the end, it was too good to be true. But in the white kits are New York City FC 2, Columbus Crew 2, and the All Blacks. Still scoreless in a matchup that has provided multiple goals in all 3 of the meetings in 2024. We'll see if there's a late flurry in the match here today. Rolled forward for Reed, scorer of both of the goals in 2025 for the hosts. A brace against Orlando City. Rolled forward, one for Chase Adams to go on to. Rolled back by Murray, and Learned a confident pass to his center back. Carrizo returns it to Murray. Strong challenge coming in, wins that one off Reed, and now driving forward. Columbus Crew who earn a throw. Rolled forward. Chris Rogers able to sweep up. Dinoto, Ferdinand. Challenge coming in from Elias, and it's out for a throw-in now. Lopez. Thought about firing one forward. Chops it back. Now it's Murray. Murray, the former Catamount, playing in the back line. It was a trade that ended up landing the pick that he was selected with. $75,000 in general allocation money was sent to San Diego, as well as a 24th pick, moving them up to the 17th pick. Able to slide up those spots and draft Murray, a player they identified and ended up sliding up to acquire, playing in the back line now. His versatility at the college level, hoping that can translate. Still just 22 years of age, a massive 6'5" frame. Seems like one of those skills that are transferable. A former forward, moving back, has some of those abilities with the ball at his feet and that frame. Pruder. This one clipped into the midfield, cushioned down. Played forward. Carrizo, space in the box. The shot. Actually, there was a belated whistle there. There were signals that the flag had gone up. The referee took a moment to acknowledge that. You see again, just watch the positioning of Carrizo, who's coming from the right side of your screen as this one takes a deflection. And it's just played forward. He looks like he was just about coming back from an offside position. Played forward, laid off. Here's Carrizo. Out for a throw-in. Good challenge by Prestis to win the ball back. Carrizo has been very confident on the ball, calling for it in a lot of positions. That's the kind of thing you'd want to see the 17-year-old continue to progress upon. Still a lot of growth left for him as he continues to mature in experience and physically as well. Still just 17 years of age. Rolled forward. Flag stays down. Locker moving towards the top of the box. McCamey. Carrizo. Overlapping run from Lopez. Rolls it back to his center back, Murray. Deep defensive shape here now for Columbus. Beginning to expand out of it to press. McCamey. Good work to quickly switch the play. Locker running on to the pass forward by Lopez. A bit overhit by the halftime substitute. That's out for a goal kick for the visitors. I wonder who was the happier of the two coaches at halftime. Matt Pilkington coming into year number 4 now. It's one of the teams since the very beginning of MLS Next Pro. previously with U15s and 16s between 2016 and 18. And time with the U19s from 18 to 22. A sliced pass there. Press trying to Travella that one. And it turns into a ball deep into the channel for New York City FC 2 to take a throw in with. Federico Higuain coming in. Spent 2 seasons with Inter Miami 2. That's going to be a foul against Chase Adams. Higuain played with the club as a midfielder from 2012 to 2019. Has a club record 63 assists, scored 55 goals, good for 3rd all-time in club history. Talking to him this week, he downplayed the role that his history with the club has in the players, and he doesn't like to talk about himself. But as humble as Higuain will be, it certainly is a massive vote of confidence that a man who once was a star for the first team is able to now try and build the pathway for the players of the future. Here is the crew trying to build out. It's left, and it's Adams who can just roll one into the path of Elliott. He's got a few runners, including Adu Giamfi, who he finds with a brilliantly weighted ball. Adu Giamfi plays a low one right across goal, and it's going to run all the way across. Prest is trying to keep it in play, and does very well to do so. Brown. Rogers. Rincon, a bit of space. Trying to roll one there, and he's going to be frustrated with himself. He's got his head in his hands. He had Adu Giamfi wide open, who had found a pocket of space right in the D on the top of the 18, but he wasn't able to put the pass at his feet. Took a little while for the first half to grow as both teams got a sense of the pressing structures of the other. Still scoreless, but in the last 5 meetings, they finished 2-2, 4-3 for Columbus, 2-0 for New York City FC 2, 5-2 for New York City FC 2, and 2-3 for Columbus. So the quietest game, if you want to call it that, was a 2-0 win on the road back in April of 2024 for New York City FC 2. Maximo Carrizo scoring the first, Jacob Arriave scoring the second. That would be the lone win against Columbus last year for the hosts in this match, as the ball struck the hand of Maximo Carrizo. You go all the way back to a meeting in June of 2023 here at Belson Stadium. Finished 3-2 in favor of Columbus. I know if you saw an MD Myers trading braces before Gibran Rayo scored the decisive goal in the 82nd minute for a 3-2 win for the visitors. Fuson and Myers, part of the development for both of these teams. Players begin to improve, move on to the next level. Fuson to Rhode Island, Myers to Charleston. They ended up facing off in the USL Championship Eastern Conference Final in 2024. The two of them after having very stellar campaigns in the USL Championship level. Rolled forward, aiming for Elliott. A foot put in there to get it back to Learned, who very calmly moves it out wide. Myers was moved on after scoring 19 goals. Had a great year as the Golden Boot winner in 2023. He was MLS Next Pro Best 11, transferred to Charleston. A similar story for Taylor Calera. Led the team with 14 goals, transferred to FC Tulsa in the offseason. Moved along quickly. Reed on the right foot, parried away. It sits up, and just about enough done there. Pruder was fouled after his initial save spilled out in front of him. Seymour Reed, who has been largely on the outside of this game, with the 17-year-old developing as a classic number 9, even though he's not entirely involved in the game, still capable of creating something. He scored twice last game on his professional debut. Reed He joined the academy, New York City FC2, back in July of 2024. Here's Maximo Carrizo. Rolls one forward. Locker keeps it in play, and an acrobatic attempt there by Seymour Reed to try and catch it with the inside of his right foot, but he puts it wide, and it's out for a goal kick. Much of the protests of New York City FC2 players. Luke Pruder. Well, appearance number 2 this year. Had a 5-year career at UC Irvine. Kept 14 shutouts through those games. 53 appearances that he made. He launched one long forward. Elias plays it back over the top. Here's Rogers. Ado Giamfi able to get his feet right. Lopez, throw in. McCamey. Good move forward by Tiao. It sits up. Elias. Good footwork to get it to Tiao. A challenge put in, now a corner kick to come. Coming across the take will be Julian Locker. Goal and 2 assists in 15 appearances in 2024. MLS Next Pro for Locker. His first goal came off the bench on June 13th at Toronto FC2. Referee wants a quick word, and you can see Max Murray stand out not just for his height, but the afro as well, the number 23 for NYCFC2. High arcing ball. Reed trying to keep this one alive. Elias. Lopez, number still forward. Max Murray. Still up. Good strength in the dribble. Still going, rolled off. Murray parried onto the crossbar. Reed has it now, brings it back. What a save from Luke Pruder to keep things 0-0. Murray pokes it along. He thought he had a first professional goal. He stayed forward after the corner. The forward turned center back. That's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a yellow card. Chris Rogers with the foul. As this free kick is being prepped, the sub being prepped as well. See the
a yellow
foul
card
again
has
here.
been issued to Columbus's number 72, Austin Sue, in the 61st minute.
Austin
Tarjeta
Sue
amarilla en el minuto
booked.
61
That
para
said
el
Rogers,
72 de
Austin
Columbus,
Sue,
Austin
the
Sue.
player booked. Two subs set to come in now. Luka Suncic and Juan Ponce both to come into the game. Subs pending. Maximo Carrizo. Wonder if he knows that he's potentially about to come off. That's what we're hearing, but he's got a free kick and a spot where he can either put it in the box or put it on frame. The number 10 has been dangerous all day. Can he cap off his performance by creating the first goal of the match? Two in the wall for Columbus. Carrizo. He's going to hit one of them, and it rolls back to Lopez. Carrizo onto the left foot. Driving centrally. Clips this one into the box. It's overhit, and Pruder able to collect. This portion of the match is brought to you by St. John's University, the official undergraduate partner of New York City FC 2. That's going to be a free kick. Max Murray, a slight tug of the jersey, and it's going to prompt two subs now to come in.
To New York City substitutions in the 63rd minute. Coming on is number 83, Camilo Ponce. He replaces number 29, Maximo Carrizo. Coming on is also number 72, Lucas Sanjic. He replaces number 71, Peter Molinari. Dos cambios para New York City en el minuto 63. Entra el número 73, Camilo Ponce, por el número 29, Maximo Carrizo. También el número 72, Lucas Sanjic. Por el número 71, Peter Molinari.
Three subs made now by New York City FC 2. None as of yet. It's a rather thin group brought along by Columbus. Just 4 outfield players available as options for subs. Christian Ortiz, Malcolm Palacios, Juan Granda, and Artem Grindblatt, with Alex Zukowski as the goalkeeper in reserve right now for Columbus Crew 2. Let's flash back potentially here in just a moment as we see this one played back to Luke Pruder. Launch one upfield. Adams over the top. This one flag staying down. Played back, dealt with by New York City FC 2. Ferdinand steps up. Helps to win it back. A good turn. Adu Giamfi has a go and he misses high. That's out for a goal kick now. A good turn by Adu Giamfi. He was in some space. Murray caught in two minds as he go to the man or fall off to cover Tristan Brown. Brown frustrated after that one, as was Adu Giamfi, not able to put one towards goal. The sub, Sunjic, gets a toe to keep it in play. Instead of conceding a corner, or a goal kick rather, he concedes a throw. Prestis. That pass turned over in a dangerous area. Driving infield, Locker. Lays it off.
Nice.
Into the back post. Not able to pick out Lopez, who's making that late run. Reed. That is going to be a free kick. Referee thought about it for a moment. This is a free kick in a very interesting position. It is almost dead central. It's going to be about 25, 30 yards away from goal. They would take some strike to try and put that one towards the goal and test Luke Pruder. But it also doesn't offer an obvious angle to put a ball in the box for a set piece. Juan Ponce over it, drives it towards goal, parried away by Luke Pruder, drawn into another big save for his side. Not a bad effort at all from Juan Ponce, put that one on frame. Elias, his ball, unable to find its target. It rolls out now. It's going to be a throw. Let's look at this free kick save again. Good work from Pruder. It was from distance, so he knew he had time to shift his feet and confidently push it away to safety. 5 saves made now by Pruder. This portion of the match is brought to you by Adidas, the official kit supplier of New York City FC 2. 70th minute. Second half. This looks like the hosts, New York City FC 2, that are most likely to find the opener. And a match that has curbed tradition in the most recent form between these two teams when they faced off head-to-head. They've been shootouts, both teams scoring lots of goals. This time it's been some chances for both teams to try and open the scoring, but maybe some early season rust playing a factor, and still a stalemate across the final 20 minutes of the game. Here's Brown. Good challenge put in by Lopez. Now's a chance for a substitution to come in now for Columbus Crew 2.
Columbus substitution in the 71st minute.
Making way will be Gianmarco Dinotto.
He replaces number 63,
Malcolm Palacios will be coming into play. Palacios on loan from Independiente Medellin. He spent part of 2024 on loan, also made 10 appearances for Medellin. He's a Colombian native himself, making 3 appearances for the U16 national team for Colombia. Murray saw the pass. Locker, a touch, instantly testing Palacios, the sub, driving into the area, the ball across. Locker not able to find an option. Pruder claims it, and Locker, a big collision with the billboards behind the goal. Brilliantly thrown to the path of Prestis. Here's Brown. Like for like with Palacios just sliding into the back line for Dinotto, playing in the central center back role. Here's Sue. Past one challenge. Second one was strongly done. Reed drives in the box. Seymour Reed, an important challenge by Palacios. Able to just get a foot in to take the touch away from Reed. Long ball forward. Brown goes down under the challenge. Referee says it's good defending, no foul. Now Lopez, who's looked like a great sub since coming on at halftime, trying to play that one forward for Locker. He keeps that in play, and Locker can drive at the defense into the box now, waiting for options. It's blocked and spins up and out for a corner kick. Julian Locker has been very dangerous when driving at the defense. Still waiting for it to turn into a goal. Ponce with an out-swinging corner. Headed up and away. Lopez, a strong header. Ferdinand, a challenge against Murray. Elias. Ball into the area. Dangerous. It goes all the way through and comes into Chase Adams, the center forward, shepherding it out of play. Goal kick now for the visitors. Five to 1. New York City leads the second half shots count. Chase Adams trying to change that. Showed good strength outside of the boot. All the way across to Adu Giamfi. A touch by Tiao, moves it along. And they'll face off 1v1 as Adu Giamfi brings in Elliott. Trying to keep the play alive. It's turned over. Elias just puts that one forward away for a throw. Another corner to come for Columbus. See a sub being thought of for New York City FC too. It'll have to wait until after this corner. Rolled short. Moved along to Sue. The ball under hit, cleared away by Lopez. It's a heavy touch. It's capitalized on. A one-on-one opportunity for NYCFC 2, rounding the keeper and putting it home for the opener. Julian Locker threatening all match, and he scores the opener. NYCFC with one. Opportunistic play, rounding the goalkeeper, and kept his composure to put it home for goal number 1 in 2025 for the 17-year-olds. Scored 1 all of 2024 in match number 2. He's got his goal, and it opens things up in this match. During the goal celebrations, Piers and Fuso coming on for Prince and Ponsa. 4th sub made. Another big challenge put in. This one rolling more favorably for Columbus Crew. Looked to be Brent Adu Giamfi, whose heavy touch just allowed it to run into the path of Julian Locker. So the hosts lead 1-0. First lead in 2025 for NYCFC2. How do they respond to try and keep things going that direction? How do Columbus Crew 2 get themselves back into this game? Those are the questions that will have to be answered in the final 12+ minutes. Thrown in, Ponce returns it. Cross blocked for another throw. Handful of throw-ins on this far side. Reed, a good first touch. Reed in the box. 3 in 2 games for Seymour Reed. A brace on his debut, and he adds goal number 2 on the day for NYCFC2, who are absolutely cruising. Reed, a great first touch, fakes the shot with his left and dispatches it with the right. The 17-year-old Jamaican keeps the good times rolling, trying to carve out that number 9 spot as his own. Waited so long for the first, they've got 2 in quick succession. A gut punch for Columbus Crew 2. Find themselves down by a pair, looking to come back as they kick things back off. Heavy touch from Ferdinand, his pass off. And swarming now are New York City FC. Pushed away, Ferdinand. Cleared away, maybe a chance again for some pressing to pay off. Reed this time, putting the work upfield. There was a late collision there, an awkward one for Malcolm Palacios. Palacios back to his feet. It was an awkward collision with the bench. Referee may be indicating that he had collision. It looks like his knee is going to be treated to for probably a contact wound, just to make sure that no bleeding is there. Allows a chance for both teams to get a breather. Palacios, the lone sub used. Christian Ortiz, the young 17-year-old, the lone listed forward on the bench for Columbus Crew 2. He's on loan from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Became the first Rowdies player to sign a professional contract after being a USL Academy player. It will be Ortiz who will be coming in a moment, but first to throw in finds Reed. He's using his strength to knock off opponents. It bounces out, deflecting off of him, and it's going to be a throw-in for Columbus Crew 2. This portion of the match brought to you by Etihad Airways, the official airline partner of New York City FC 2. 2-0 to the good for the hosts. Rogers driving into space, trying to play a pass forward. Lopez makes the interception, trying to drive forward himself in return, and he finds the foot of Rogers. Referee will stop play, and it's going to be that sub now. Christian Ortiz will be coming in for Quentin Elliott. Elliott making way after debut part 2 after a collegiate career. Starting the match at that right wing back role will be coming out for Christian Ortiz, who makes a second sub appearance of 2025. Lopez throws it in. McCamey. This ball forward, sliced out wide, throw in for the Crew. One to chase. Moved along. Adu Giamfi gets there, keeps it in play. The header down towards the top of the box, rolls for Rincon. The pass laid forward, coming from an offside position. Just a miscommunication there, as Austin Sue tried to keep things circulating. Ball forward, knotted up by Ortiz. A first touch for the sub since coming on. Coming off his line, Luke Pruder able to make a challenge. 5 minutes. Can they stage a last-minute comeback? Good strength shown in the dribble. Sunic has Reed as an option. Could go it himself. It's blocked out by Palacios. It's going to be a corner kick for a team in no rush at all. Into the box. Squeaks through. Sunic trying to find an option, rolls it out. Tight defense from Columbus. There's a slight heartbeat right now if they're down by 2. It's swung out wide. Brought down. A few options in the box, 4 of them in white. Dribbling now into the 18. At the end line, the cross blocked. A corner to come. Ponce putting in the work. Seymour Reed scored in the 82nd minute for the first goal in the first match of the season against New York City FC 2. They were down 2-0 at the time. They scored a second in the second half stoppage time to equalize. You know, the best way to defend this lead is keep the ball in the attacking half, far away from Mac Learned, who's trying to earn a first professional clean sheet, first professional win with him in the 11. He's forced into a pass out wide. Now over the top. Ferdinand comes onto it. His pass back sliced. And Pruder does well at the very end of the pitch to keep it in play. His clearance, though, goes out of the pitch, and it's going to be a throw for the hosts. Reed lays it off. Ponce brought down. Not a foul, according to the referee. Here's Palacios. Slight push in the back. Prestis able to drive this one forward. Lopez, great challenge. A pair of them. And he earns his side to throw in. He's been a fantastic sub since coming on. Lopez, a third season now making appearances in MLS Next Pro. Made 3 appearances in 2023, 12 last year. Started last match off the bench. In the first match of this season, the 18-year-old really looking at home in that right back spot. Puts a great challenge in there. And now it's a chance for NYCFC2 to break or just kill some more time as we enter the 90th minute. Chance for one final sub to come in for NYCFC2. It'll be Jack Lura coming in. Piero Elias comes out for Lura, who makes a professional debut. The former Connecticut man. Captain at UConn, made 24 appearances. Goal and an assist across 2022 and 24 after being captain in his final season. Shows where the match is heading. Spring on the center back. Lura in place of the more attack-minded Piero Elias. Stoppage time. Beckoning. We're going to have 3 minutes of it. Rogers. Headed away by Murray.
Has indicated there will be 3 minutes added to the second half. 3 minutes. El cuarto árbitro ha indicado que se agregarán minutos adicionales a este segundo tiempo.
A lot of 50-50 balls in the midfield. It comes away to Adams, who shows good footwork to evade a few challenges. His pass under hit, and Lopez gets there first. McCaney moves to space. Ferdinand puts a challenge in. Rincon similarly wins it. Able to turn, trying to play one forward to Adams. Striker. 10 goals last year, still waiting for #1 in 2025. Service not at its best today after a really good defensive display from NYCFC2. Cut back, here's Reed. Can he go for another brace? He's denied by Pruder. Seymour Reed, 3 goals already in his MLS Next Pro career. Just lingering at the top of the 18-yard box. Gets onto it and puts the shot a little too central, able to be claimed by Pruder. And the corner comes now in the final minute plus of our match today. Ponce rolls it back. Lopez. Murray. Ponce rolls it forward for McCamey. Takes it to the corner flag. Shows good footwork to evade a challenge or two and try and keep this as far away from goal as honestly possible. It's going to be a throw in the final seconds. Beginning to look ahead for these two teams. It'll become 5 points now for the hosts, NYCFC 2, with a home win and just a third win all-time in 8 meetings against Columbus Crew 2. Take on Carolina Core in 10 days' time in their return in Next Pro action. As for Columbus Crew 2, they've got Open Cup next week on Wednesday at home. New York Renegades FC come to town with the UPSL. I want to quickly turn things around and try and get win number 1 under Federico Higuain. That will do it for our match here today. A pair of second-half goals from NYCFC 2 see off the efforts of Columbus Crew 2 by a final score of 2-0. The first goal scored by an opportunistic Julian Locker, the second by Seymour Reed, who found himself in a good spot in the box. But that goal by Locker, you have to say, was very well deserved. A very strong performance for him all throughout the game. Very aggressive with dribbling all throughout the game, and that makes him tonight's man of the match with his first goal this season. Julian Locker picking up the first of the match, his first of the season. Made things 1-0. Seymour Reed followed it up with a second and made things 2-0. Let's look back on that finish from Julian Locker. Just rounds the goalkeeper. Very coolly done with the on-rushing defender as well. His first of the season, the first of the match. Very important to earn 3 points for the first time in 2025 for New York City FC 2. Next up for them, Carolina Core Open Cup beckons for Columbus Crew 2. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Jack Edwards. Once again, our final score, NYCFC 0 or 2 against Columbus Crew with none.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.